Hey everyone, Melanie Muenchinger here, illustrator for Gina K Designs. Today I have a new project for you with my newest set from Gina K Designs, Pressed Flowers 2, and I'm going to show you a very simple direct-to-stamp technique to make this look like it has even more layers and color variation on those tulip petals, and then also how you can layer them with the seeds in this set and with some of the outline images in A Year of Flowers 2. I'm also going to be adding some die cuts to this, so that is optional, but it really provides a lot of dimension on this card. In addition to these two stamp sets, and they both coordinate with the one die set, you're going to need some cardstock. So this is the Gina K Pure Luxury Heavy Base Weight White. It's 4 1/4 by 11 inches, scored at 5 1/2. Then we've got just an acrylic block for those stamps. Some ink pads we're using today. I've got the Gina K Black Onyx. I'm going to be using the Gina K Green Grass and Fresh Asparagus for the leaves and stems. And then I've got some of the Gina K Lovely Lavender and Wild Wisteria for the tulips. So here's the die set. It's going to come on one of those magnetic cards when you order. And I'm just going to be using the tulip and then this one leaf. You'll also need just a scrap of paper to die cut however many extra pieces that you want to layer on there. And then we're also going to be using some foam squares to layer on those tulips. So let's begin by doing our stamping. So we want to get our acrylic block, and I've got the two stamp sets here. And I always like to stamp my flowers first when I'm using an elemental set. So we're going to do the bold first, and I'm going to be doing the lightest color first. So that's the Lovely Lavender. So I'm just going to ink that up. So it's a solid lavender right now. And then I'm going to take just the edge or the corner of my Wild Wisteria, and I'm just going to just brush this or swipe it up towards the top of the tulip. And it looks like I have one little hair on here, just to make sure that doesn't get stamped. Okay. All right, so we're going to put one here, and then I'm going to ink this up again in the lavender. And then again, I'm just going to swipe this on. And these ink colors do fade a little bit, so you'll see they're going to kind of mellow and blend together even more after a few minutes. So I've got one going that way. And then the bottom two, I'm going to just have these be just the solid Wild Wisteria. Okay. All right. Now let's do an outline. So I'm going to do the outline from the A Year of Flowers 2, that coordinating set. And I'm going to do this in the Wild Wisteria on the top ones. So just stamp that on. And it can be matching exactly. It will fill it exactly. Or you can have it slightly offset, which I like that look. And then for these bottom ones, I'm going to use the Black Onyx. So you'll see the Pressed Flowers 2 version doesn't have the seeds on it, but the A Year of Flowers does. And that's true also for the die in this set, that it's going to cut it out without the seeds because the seeds are inside. So that's just going to layer on so you can see those little seeds peeking out. So let me go ahead, and I'm going to go ahead and stamp this one more time. And I'll go ahead and I'll just do the outline here real quick. So you see it leaves off the seeds when you stamp it onto that die cut. And then I'm going to use the Wisteria here on this bottom one. So when you layer these on, when you've already stamped them, if you tilt it sideways, you're going to see the color underneath. And I don't normally do that on my die cuts, but I know a lot of people do, and it really does provide a lot of dimension. It looks like you kind of went the extra step there to have it layered, so it kind of has a bottom and a top to it. And then what I want to do is I'm going to add in those seeds. So for the top ones, I am going to do the Black Onyx. So I'm kind of having that black play back and forth. So you have the black, and then it draws your eye to the other tulips. And then I'm just going to tap this off, and I'm going to fill in the bottom ones with the grass green. So let's just stamp right in. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we are going to stamp out our stems. So I have a stem in this Pressed Flowers 2. And it's curved so that you can turn it either direction. So I'm going to do one here and one here. So you see, you just turn it to make it tilt the other way. Right here. And then I'm going to go ahead and I want to just add in just a couple blades of grass. So that's another way that you can use the stem in this set. And then I'm going to do a little bit in the fresh asparagus. So we've got a couple different shades going on there. So I'm just stamping that off. And you can do this after you do your leaves if you want to make sure that you're not getting confused where you want to put the leaves. Okay. Oh, and I accidentally stamped right over that. That's okay. All right, now what I want to do is I'm going to add my leaves. And you can do that same swiping technique if you want. So you always do your lighter color first. So I've got the grass green. And then I'm just going to tap on or swipe on just a little bit of that darker fresh asparagus on the underside. And that just looks so pretty, just so blended and dimensional there. So I'm going to have one up here. And then I'm going to do a couple going this way. And I'm going to put it on the opposite side. Oops. And then the grass green and tap on just a little bit of that darker one. Okay. And then you can go back and fill in if you want to any other places. So I'm going to put on just a little bit more of the grass just to kind of layer those so it looks like the grass is coming in and out on the seam. And then finally I want to do my greeting. So I'm going to do praying for you. Right there. And let me go ahead and I'm going to stamp that leaf in as well. So I got the, and I didn't do any outlines on the leaves, so let me go back and do that real quick. We're going to do those in the fresh asparagus also, so I'll leave that out. Okay, so I've got that stamped in there. Okay, so here is that outline from A Year of Flowers 2. So it's so fun just to pick and choose where you want to add the two-step with the outline or not, or if you just want to do that direct to stamp. This will just tap on real gently, and I like it when you don't see all of it. The outline's going to be a little bit different each time, whether you see the full sketch or not. And then I think I'm going to do this one right there. Okay, so that's all the stamping I'm going to do. And then I'm just going to take those foam squares, where'd they go? So here they are. So I'm going to put just one on the back of this. And here's another one that I did that same swiping technique on. And if you're noticing some distracting things on my hands, I went to an Indian festival. So this is henna, it's not permanent. It'll be gone in a couple videos. It was super fun. And then we're going to put one here. And you could also change up this layout and put the praying for you here and have a landscape. I usually try to change those up so you can see, and I just forgot this time. And then I've got just a piece that I cut to make it a little slimmer for this bottom leaf. And that's it. So you just fold it up, and I'll show you just that original card without the layering and this one with the die cuts. And of course you could cut them out yourself, but it's so nice just having multiples of these just to pop out with that perfect little rim around it, and it's all ready to go. I want to show you another flower in this set that I really enjoy doing that technique on. So this I did with the foliage stencil that Gina K is carrying. This is actually with the poinsettia from A Year of Flowers, Pressed Flowers 2. So, or, excuse me, the Pressed Flowers 1 set. So this is the more realistic version of it, and then A Year of Flowers is actually an outline that you can layer on that. But here I stamped it first, or inked it up rather, in Dusty Rose, and then I swiped on just a little bit of the red velvet and stamped it. And so you have those beautiful variations on those poinsettia leaves. So again, when you see these side by side, you can see how different. Let me show you again. This is the different die cut that you have here. This is from Pressed Flowers 2, and this is from the original Pressed Flowers. So a lot more detail, a lot more realism. These are a lot more whimsical, and this is much more classic. So you choose which sets you like, and then the coordinating die set that goes with it. But I enjoyed teaching you this technique. Thank you for watching with me today. Please visit my blog, Hands, Head, and Heart, for more ideas and inspiration using all of our stamp sets and Gina K Designs and Stamp TV. Thank you for watching today. God bless.